Welcome back to Fiscal Crunch Time 2016. We're looking at October the 5th, 2016. Once again, there's nothing but market chaos. And I'm looking at things over and over and over, and the news just only gets worse. It's going to continue to get worse before it gets better every single week. There's more and more and more. This week only. And of course, as usual, I will give you the links to follow up and do your own due diligence and fact check me. 5,300 Wells Fargo employees were fired over 2 million phony accounts. This is from CNN and Money Magazine. JP Morgan Chase Bank hired children of high-ranking Chinese officials to give them favor and grant favorable contracts when doing business with mainland China. This is from Fortune magazine. Deutsche Bank has been scrambling to reassure their investors it has enough cash to pay a multi-billion-dollar fine for mis-selling bonds. This is from the Guardian newspaper, United Kingdom. Currents of corruption. Deutsche Bank has been fined 10 billion euros for rigging the LIBOR and the COMEX markets, which is what we spoke about 3-4 podcasts ago. This is from this week's Wall Street Journal. Now, mind you, it's Wednesday afternoon here. As in the Dominican Republic, we're bracing down to sit and stay put as Hurricane Matthew blows in and blows out of town. Unfortunately, 11 people were killed today, just an hour ago, as torrential rains blew into North Carolina. Sorry, I digress. This is a rabbit trail. Goldman Sachs bankers hired prostitutes for officials of Libya's sovereign wealth fund to win business. The people in charge of Libya's sovereign wealth fund, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this. This is from Fortune magazine. I will, of course, give you the link so you can read it for yourself and be in shock and dismay. But Libya's sovereign wealth fund was something that would bestow brand new homes or the money to build a home on plotted land that you selected with your betrothed or your wife to be or your husband to be, what have you. But this is one of the most important and or crucial pieces of wealth distribution in any of the free world. Now, mind you, I'm not sure if we can talk about Libya as a part of the free world, but they don't have slaves and they don't have any slave indentured servitude there. Next report, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, expects the global economy to grow 3.1% in 2016. Now, mind you, if all of the banks in Italy, Capodorlando, and the rest have failed the stress test, we spoke about this the last two podcasts that I've given to you, that they are insolvent and they can't even keep the lights on at the banks. This is something nobody wants to discuss, nobody wants to talk about, because they keep giving us the numbers to make us think that everything is okay. As Kane and Pence have a debate yesterday, all over the news, everyone's watching. And the reality of the situation is, what are they talking about? What are they discussing? What's going on? The IMF and the World Bank are having their annual meeting starting this Friday. They're going to look at development and macroeconomic developments, growth prospects, interest rates, and economic stability. Now, mind you, if they're giving negative interest rates at the banks, what type of stability and what type of growth are they going to be discussing? If the interest rates are negative and been negative since the beginning of this year, why would you discuss that? What have you got to discuss about? I'm giving you links so that you can take a look at everything for yourself. This is coming to you by virtue of my colleagues at Global Risk Insights. I'm actually also one of the corresponding authors on the website. British Conservatives will meet throughout the week. It's Wednesday. They haven't met yet. They're going to meet throughout the week to discuss the direction of the party. Sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? Prime Minister Theresa May announced that she intends to invoke Article 50 within the first quarter of 2017. We're still in 2016 with a strong 2.5 months to go. So we've got people looking into the first quarter of next year. That means within the first 4 months of the coming year, she's looking to invoke Article 50. They've been talking about Article 50 all before they even had the referendum to agree to leave the European Union. She also said that she intends to enshrine EU law into domestic British law. Now, why on earth would the Prime Minister of a country that voted and shocked the world to leave the European Union turn around and enshrine the laws of said European Union into the British law? What kind of sense does that make to you, ladies and gentlemen? I remind you that you will need to open all of the links that I'm sending and do your own due diligence and hold on to the arms of your couches and or your sofa couches as you read and you blow up the pictures for yourself to see what mess we have worked ourselves into, and to think deeply about how in the hell we're going to work ourselves out of it. Next and final piece for you, I'm going to leave this with you. This is going to be very interesting for you to take a look at. The words of Paul Craig Roberts, former finance minister under Ronald Reagan. He said point blank, "We are headed for war." The same day that this was released, and he stated this, the big debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton took place all over you could have watched it on Twitter if you wanted to. The crazy thing that took place during the debate, I'm sure that some of you have got to have tried your hand and plied your trade at the poker table, Texas Hold'em. There are tails that you can give to the dealer and or to any of the players that are sitting at the same table as you. I have included in this podcast debate footage for you to take a look at what's going on and the signs and the signals that are made to the narrator and the commentator at said debate. And you can also, by watching the footage that I'm attaching to you, see the sway in the topic that's discussed. If you can't see for yourself that we're being taken to the cleaners with hook, line, and sinker, like fishing, for all my fishermen subscribers, I don't know how we're going to get ourselves the hell out of this ditch that we've dug ourselves into and dived into face first. Thank you once again for your time and your effort and your energy to take a listen to this. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this with everyone. I want to give kudos to Camila McLeod for sharing the podcast with all of her friends who may or may not be subscribers to speak of record to the podcast Fiscal Crunch Time 2016. Thank you so much. Ciao.